Hello everyone, it's SpawnPoiint and today we're taking a look at some of the best PS5 accessories that you can buy right now for your setup. So if you've got a PS5 already or you're thinking of getting one, hopefully this video should help you out. Also, most of these will work on the original PS5, the PS5 Slim and the PS5 Pro. As always, I'll put the prices on screen and the links down below, but any questions you've got, just drop those in the comments. Right, so by default, the PlayStation 5 comes with between 825GB and 1TB of storage, depending on the model that you go for. Now that sounds like a lot, but once you've added 6 to 7 AAA games or one copy of Call of Duty, you've pretty much maxed that out. Now there are a couple of options that you've got to increase your storage, and one of them is to add an external drive like this. This is the SanDisk Extreme SSD. So this actually just plugs into the back of your PS5 and it lets you store your games onto it. The only issue with one of these is you cannot play your PS5 games straight from the drive, as you'll need to transfer them back onto the PS5 each time. It does however let you play your PS4 games straight from the drive, so it might be a good option to keep your library of games on here instead of just deleting them. Now the other option is to grab one of these NVMe SSDs and install them into your PS5. These massively vary in price depending on the brand and the size that you go for, but you could add a 1TB for as little as £50. So I'm actually using the Western Digital drives in mine, and so far they have never skipped a beat. But honestly, most of these do exactly the same job. Just make sure that they hit the minimum speeds that PlayStation recommends on their website. To install these, all you need to do is remove the side cover of your PS5, take this little screw out and remove the metal cover. Then it's a case of sliding the new drive in, screwing that into place using the provided spacer and screw, reattaching the metal plate and popping the cover back on. Now the advantage of using one of these drives over an external SSD is it not only looks so much neater, but you can play your PS5 games straight from it as well, so there's no need to transfer the games back and forth each time. Also, if you go into the settings on your PS5, you can change the default location where your PS4 and PS5 games will download to. So yeah, if you don't want to delete your games or worry too much about your storage, one of these drives are a must-have. And then if you want to completely change the way your PS5 looks, there are so many plates and covers out there now to choose from. If you've got the original PS5, well, you can still grab any of the official covers like black, grey camo, starlight blue or sterling silver. And if you've got the new Slim model, well, there are currently 7 colours to choose from, including the new Chroma range that went up for pre-order this week. And that new teal green colour looks so nice. Oh, and if you do buy the Slim version of these covers, they actually come with both the digital and disc covers, which is pretty cool. And then of course, we also have the non-official console covers if you want to go for something totally different. Now I've used the D-brand ones in the past and I think they always look great. I'm a huge fan of the translucent ones as they give off a totally different look. But you only have to look through Amazon to see just how many different designs and colours that they've got on there. And then if you wanted that 30th anniversary vibe like we've got with those limited edition consoles next month, we have the retro PS1 logo that you can stick on here. And then once it's installed, you can see this through the PlayStation cutout on the side. And next up we have this LED lamp. Now I'm a sucker for anything PlayStation, whether it's merch or accessories, so when I saw this on Amazon last week, I knew I had to add it to today's video. So we've been able to get these LED icon lights for years, and then if you wanted to go for the non-LED look, well, you can get these wooden icons as well. But this one is probably the nicest looking PlayStation neon light that I've seen out there. Essentially, it's a Perspex box with the PlayStation icons inside, and it can be used either freestanding on your desk or your shelves, or you could even hang it off your wall using the little hooks on the back. Now this is a powered light, so you will need to plug it into a USB port or a plug for it to work, but you could always use it as a decoration if you didn't want to power it on. But when you do switch it on, this thing is ridiculously bright. Like this could light up a small room with how bright it gets, plus it looks awesome. But just to note that there's no colour or brightness options with this, as it's just on or off. And next up are these little things. So if you're drinking at your setup, I hope you're not just putting your drinks down on your desk or your table. You know as well as I do that every time you pick it up and put it back down again, all you're doing is leaving another ring or a watermark on your desk. And if you're like me, there's a good chance you're probably triggered by this as well. Well, that's where these little coasters come in. And as we're talking about PS5 and PlayStation accessories today, I thought I'd go for these official PlayStation ones. So these are the classic icons, the triangle, circle, cross and square. Who am I kidding? This is definitely an X and not a cross. I've often got one of these sitting on my desk and another 2 in my living room on the coffee table. Then we've got these metal coasters which look really clean and white. And to be honest, these would look awesome if you've got an all-white desk setup. And now the next time you sit down for that gaming session, you're going to look around at those watermarks on your desk, and you're going to think of these coasters and realise what a great idea they are. Okay, so as you know, the PS5 can be used both standing up like this or lying down like this. And the original PS5 did come with one of these stands that allow you to use it either way, while the Slim and the Pro models only come with these little plastic legs to use it horizontally. Now I'll be honest, I've been using my Slim console sitting here since launch without a stand, but there are a couple of options for stands now. The first one of course being the official stand that will work on all three PS5s, so the original, the Slim and the Pro. This adds a circular chrome ring around the base to support it and it lifts it slightly off your table. Now I think this looks okay, but personally the reason I've not used it is I wasn't keen on the chrome finish. It would have looked so much better being black. And that's where this stand comes in. So I found this all black vertical stand that does the same job as the official one for slightly cheaper and looks nice as well. It's a little bit thicker than the other one, but it seems to be sturdy and does exactly what it's supposed to do. And it's even got this blue detailing around the bottom, although it doesn't actually light up. So yeah, if you wanted an all black stand for your vertical stand in PS5, this is a good one to go for. Now I would always recommend picking up a second controller. If you're playing local co-op or multiplayer games, you're going to need one anyway. But even if you're not, it's always worth having an extra one on hand. I mean, you don't need to go overkill and try to collect every single controller out there, but you could always pick up one of these colours. So the classic black, or the midnight black as it's called, is a good one if you're going for the full blackout look. Or there are themed ones like Hogwarts, Spider-Man 2 and the latest one, Astro A50. The truth is though, these all look nice, but they don't offer anything different to a normal controller. That's in terms of the features. Whereas something like this, the DualSense Edge, or this, the Scuff Reflex, actually make playing certain games that little bit better. So both of these have similarities with remappable rear buttons and instant triggers, but they have a lot of differences as well. The Edge gives us 2 rear buttons instead of 4 on the Scuff, and the triggers are adjustable so you can use both the instant or normal depending on the game that you're playing. Whereas the Scuff, you either choose instant or normal during checkout, and that's what you're stuck with for the rest of that time. Personally, I prefer the weight and the quality of the Edge, but the colour options and the instant triggers of the Scuff make this the one that I use most of the time. I would say if you want the best controller for games like Call of Duty, the Scuff wins hands down, but is a little bit pricier than the Edge. And talking of the controllers, the best way to keep these stored and charged up is with one of these charging docks. Now I have tried so many different brands and styles over the years, but I always come back to the official ones, mainly because they are the smallest and they work every time when dropping the controllers in. Now currently you can only buy these in white, but there are a few websites out there that offer the official ones in black, or you could always buy a skin and cover the official ones that you've got already. And you've probably clocked these already, but there's these wooden stands that I'm using on here. Now these don't charge the controllers, but they are a really cool way of displaying or showing them off if you've got any limited edition controllers that you might have. I've got a triple stand here on my shelves, but I've also got a few others that I use for showing off the single controllers. Like this one here always lives right next to my PS5 on my desk. Right, so how many times have you wanted to sit down and game at your setup and either it's in use by somebody else, or you just cannot be bothered sitting at your desk today? Well, that's where the PlayStation Portal could help you out. Basically, it's a DualSense controller split in half with a screen stuck in the middle. It doesn't have any local storage, so you cannot download and play your games offline. But what it does do is it connects remotely to your PS5, so you can stream whatever is on there. Now I know what you're thinking, you can do that with your phone or your iPad already, which is true, but this one does all of that in a simple one-piece setup. It's also got all of the usual PS5 features like haptic feedback and adaptive triggers, and it actually feels nice to hold. Now you do need a strong enough Wi-Fi connection in order to connect to your PS5, otherwise it is going to lag a lot. But anything else where you don't need an instant response is absolutely fine. And you can even use it away from home, which Sony haven't done a great job of marketing, because only a few months ago while I was in Paris, I was able to connect to my PS5 back at home, so it definitely works. And if you do grab one of these portals, there are a few accessories that might be worth getting. The first is a charging dock, so it's always ready to go. I got one of these black docks that you can cycle through the colours and modes depending on what you like. Or if you'd rather go for a clean dock and feed your own USB through, there's always these little wooden portal docks as well. Then if you're taking it outside of your home, it might be worth putting a screen protector on it, like this one I've got from Spiegum, as these cover the entire screen and are incredibly easy to install. I'm also using one of their carry cases as well because it's really sturdy and I know the portal won't get damaged while I'm travelling. And let's be honest, a best PS5 accessories video cannot be complete without a gaming headset. So as you know, there are literally hundreds of headsets out there to choose from, and I've reviewed quite a few of these on the channel over the last few years, and I've come to the conclusion after reading all of your comments that sound really is subjective. But that won't stop me from saying that these, the Astro A50X, really is the best headset for the PS5 right now, but it's not cheap. So this thing has a 24-hour battery, a base station so it's always kept charged, rotatable ear cups, and is really comfy. It's also got a decent mic and Bluetooth for connecting it to your phone. On top of that, as it's got an HDMI switcher built in, you can plug your PS5, PC and Xbox and then switch between each of those devices at a click of a button. Now there's also the A50 Gen 5 headset that just launched a few weeks ago, and this actually offers the same features as the A50X, but it doesn't come with an HDMI box, so it's just a USB-C between each console rather than HDMI. Of course, if you just wanted to stick with the PlayStation branded headsets, the Pulse Elite are decent as well. I actually did a full review of these earlier this year, and they are a nice step up from the original Pulse headsets. They've got a better mic, improved battery, and better sound as well. Plus it comes with this cool little bracket that you could use to either hang it on your wall or under your desk. And talking of brackets, if you've got a metal desk, this headset bracket is a great little idea. So it's magnetic and it clips under your desk so you can hang your headset off it when it's not in use. It is actually designed for the Secret Lab desks, but I don't see why this wouldn't fit on any other metal desk. They are about £30, which I don't think is too bad, but if you wanted something similar but cheaper, I did find one of these plastic ones for about £12. This just clips over the end of your desk and you can actually swivel it back and forth depending on where you want to hang your headset. And the last one I wanted to show you today, which I did feature during my living room tour earlier this year, are these framed games. Now I've actually got a few of these for different games, but what's cool is they have so many on their site that you can buy games that mean something to you. So I've got GTA Vice City here on the PS2, as it's an absolute classic. And then underneath that, it's got the name of the game and the date that it launched. But you don't have to buy a full game from them. You could just buy an empty frame and put your own game or steelbook in it. Like here, I opted for an empty frame with my name underneath, and it means I can swap out the games whenever I want to. So here I've got Final Fantasy, and then in here I've also got Astro. But it means if you've got a steelbook that you really like and you just don't know what to do with it, this could be a really cool way of displaying it in your setup. I have actually got a discount code for this, which I have dropped down below. So that was a quick look at some of the best accessories that you can add to your PS5 setup right now. Anything in here that you'll think you'll pick up for yourself? Now drop a PS5 with a little blue heart in the comments and I'll give you a thumbs up for staying right till the end. And if you did enjoy today's video, check out my PS5 Pro impressions video next. Well, thanks for watching, please like, subscribe and follow me everywhere. Until next time.